Oh, what a colossally boring waste of time that was last night. I mean,
Sean, they had 7 meek, soft hits.
Oh,
it was,
dude, even the White Sox 2 runs were ground balls with the bases loaded that the Astros couldn't turn a double play on, and the guy comes trotting home. Oh,
that game didn't save. That's not going to save baseball. That game right there,
not here.
That's going to go to appeal to the youth. No, Major League Baseball's got a big problem, and it's a June 18th game of the White Sox versus the, what do we call it? The Malaised Astros. I'm going to call them the Malaised Astros. Yeah. They're not the Disastros. They're not horrendous, but there's a malaise.
Hey, man, they do have the 6th worst record in baseball right now.
6th worst?
That's the upper.
Shut up,
Seth.
Shut your whore mouth.
That's the. That's not an opinion. It's not an opinion.
No,
it's a fact.
False.
Seth,
you're spewing lies to the masses. I'm calling the FCC.
In the bottom quartile of losers, they are in the upper quartile of the bottom quartile.
Oh, we're the best of the worst?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, no. 6th worst.
6th worst record in baseball.
I was kind of digging through Baseball Savant this morning, trying to find reasons for hope or optimism and everything.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
What'd you discover there, Shecky? What'd you find out?
I didn't discover that they're the 6th worst in baseball.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Yeah. 33-40 now. The Astros are. I believe that's their record. So
who cares?
I think I tweeted it last night, and when you put it on Twitter, you're putting yourself out there. Chandler Rome tweeted they are 10 games back in the division for the first time since the final day of the 2016 season. So if you count the Astros' golden window to be 2017 and moving forward, which I think a lot of people do. Yeah, I know they made the playoffs in 2015 and they were competitive in 2016. I think most people view this window as the first season that they made a deep run that ended up resulting in their first championship, 2017. This is the first time they've ever been 10 games back in the championship window of 2017 to present. Yes, first time. They're done.
Do you off the top of your head remember how far back they were in the COVID season?
It was hard to get far back in the COVID season because it was only a 60-game season. It was. I'll go look during the break, but they finished sub 500 that year. But, 8 teams made the playoffs, and they made the ALCS. We know all that. They lose 2-0 last night. If you're just waking up and you chose not to watch it, I'm proud of you if you didn't. No Yordan Alvarez last night. And that to me, Seth, was the thing that the gut feel I had going into this game with no Kyle Tucker particularly, but then no Kyle Tucker, no Yordan Alvarez. And with Bregman having the season he's having right now, which is very up and down, not reliable. Altuve's not been his stats look good, but that's beefed up by a really good April. This without the glue that is Yordan Alvarez in the 3-hole, especially the way he's hitting in June right now, this lineup's not good. It's not a potent line. They got some professional hitters in there and whatnot, but it's not a potent lineup if you don't have Yordan Alvarez in them. He missed the game last night. For those who don't know, he missed it because of a family issue. It's hopeful that he's back tonight. But that was a tough watch last night. I think this team's toast. Everybody's got their breaking point, and last night was my breaking point with this team. It's going to be one of these summers, man. We haven't had one of these in a while.
I was watching Michael Connor, who has a YouTube channel, Locked On Houston Sports, but he does a show after every Astros game, no matter how late it is. He invoked. And I was angry at him because I had no immediate response to it in my brain. He invoked the 2023 New York Yankees, and that, look, that was a bad year for the Yankees last year, and what they do, they kind of just reset. They played some minor leaguers in the back half of the season. They went out and got Juan Soto.
Yeah, they went out and got Juan Soto.
I know. I'm just saying. What? Like, this is the 2023 Yankees. Like, this is you. I'm rapidly approaching the point where not only will I I'm not just going to grudgingly admit that the Astros need to be sellers at the trade deadline. I'm going to say be aggressive sellers at the trade deadline.
Okay.
And just start, bring your minor leaguers up, get yourself in position to grab a Juan Soto in the offseason and awaken again next year.
Okay.
And spend $100 million into the luxury
No,
tax
that's
too.
fair. Okay, so when the first thing I thought of in my mind was, well, yeah, they went and got Juan Soto. You're right. They haven't signed Juan Soto yet
I'm
to
not
a
even
big
talking
deal.
about. I'm not talking about saving this team.
No.
I'm talking about the 2025 Astros.
I got it. No, and you're in the 2024 Yankees. My gut reaction was like, yeah, they got Juan Soto, and I in my mind I'm thinking, yeah, Juan Soto, who's going to make $50 million a year probably when he gets or whatever $40 million in free agency. They're getting Juan Soto on a rental year. Now, granted, a rental year where the Yankees have as good a chance of re-signing him as anybody.
Right. And again, I'm not talking about trying to save the Astros this season.
I understand.
I'm saying, how can the 2020? How can the Astros do what the Yankees did, which was turn 2023 into 2024 Yankees?
No, my frustration was that I don't know that there's a Juan Soto out there for the Astros going into next year. You know what I mean? That was my frustration. I'm like, yeah. They went and got a guy who might be the best player in baseball, and now they're good again. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Aaron Judge got hit in the hand, and he's fine.
Yeah.
There's everybody who was like, oh, everybody pray for Yankees fans. Salt of the earth they are.
Did you see Jason Lockett Forrest tweet about that, by the way? About Aaron Judge getting hit in the hand? Got a lot of attention. I gotta find it because I gotta read it because it was unbelievable.
I saw that people were upset about it, and that I just guessed that he was saying something like he hoped he got hurt or something like that.
Yeah, now they're playing the Orioles, and Jason Lockett, who's from Baltimore, God, he may have deleted it by now. Who knows? But it was, let's see okay, here we go. Aaron Judge. For those who missed it, Aaron Judge got beamed on the hand, and he doesn't refer to Soto by name in this tweet. He just calls him the jackass right fielder for the Yankees.
Oh, okay.
But Aaron Judge gets beamed in the hand, and Jason LaCanfora, NFL insider, whose reports are wrong most of the time, he says if Aaron Judge is hurt, he should have a long talk with his jackass right fielder about how he runs the bases. Getting pinch hit for now. Oh, well, you know what they say about karma.
Wow.
And basically, he's saying that karma, you're like, hey, man, Juan Soto set the karma gods against you, and you got beamed in the hand. There were a lot of people.
By him not running the bases hard?
No. But I think Soto peacocking when he runs the bases.
Yeah.
Like Soto running. You know how baseball is.
Yeah.
When they're punishing somebody, more often than not, they punish a teammate of a guy.
Yeah.
So he was basically saying it's karma that Aaron Judge got hit in the hand last night.
Yeah, and what's the karma? Apparently, karma weighed in and was like, "Yeah, and he's fine."
Right.
So I don't know where the karma is on that one.
Yeah.
Jason LaCanfora, he can't even get karma right. Does he even understand karma and the way that it works?
Apparently not.
My God, Jason LaCanfora, report something correctly for once in your life.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the Astros. Your thoughts on a reset here? I'm getting closer and closer to that. I think, I don't know. Does Jim Crane have the ability to emotionally detach from Justin Verlander, Kyle Tucker, Framber Valdez, Alex Bregman? Those are your guys who are going to bring something back. Anybody else we're talking about trading? Trade Jake Myers. You're not going to get anything for him.
Tell me honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me honestly. How do you feel in your gut about how it's going to work out if they give Framber Valdez a long-term contract or if they give Alex Bregman a 3-year contract? Like, compared to Kyle Tucker, an 8-year contract.
Oh, okay. I like this. So prioritize the contracts I would like to give out. Kyle Tucker, 8-year contract. Alex Bregman, short-term contract. Framber Valdez, whatever a starting pitcher gets these days. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would say I would go Tucker. Tucker for sure, number one. I think he's going to be an all-star for the next 10 years. So Tucker's the most reliable. The debate between Bregman and Framber is interesting because Framber, I feel like, is going to age better than – and Bregman's on the wrong side of 30 now. And I know Framber is loco. I know he's a bit of a head case.
Yeah.
But like last night was a lesser version of Framber, and he still gave you 6 innings and 2 runs. Like, he gave you a chance to win the game last night. He was walking a bunch of guys. He was getting squeezed enough that Joe Espada actually got a real ejection for a change, one where he actually argued with the umpires instead of politely asking for an ejection.
That was in the same inning where Jose Altuve got absolutely robbed in an at-bat. We saw Altuve as angry as he's ever been about a really bad strikeout call where there were 2 just obvious and immediate ball. You know what angered me about that, too, was that home plate umpire. He did the strikeout with oomph. Yeah. He really punched the air on that one, on something that was 3 inches above the strike zone.
Yeah.
He gave him Aaron Judge's strike zone, basically.
Yeah. That was bad. So to answer your question, I'd say Framber just because pitching. You know, it's because he's a.
So you're ranking it Tucker, Framber,
yes,
Bregman,
and Bregman because even that 3-year deal would probably be one of those ones where he can opt out after a year, and I'm not into that.
I'm at the point though too where with Framber, man, I could see it going 2 ways. I could see him getting a huge contract, and as age and wisdom sets in, him just cruising on out and playing out that contract really well. But there's also a part of me that wonders, man, when La Grasa gets a couple $100 million in the bank.
That's true.
Things might really go haywire. He might show up at 300 pounds.
I need to go back and read that article to see just exactly how many pairs of alligator shoes he has in his closet right now. That kind of thing.
Know, the whole thing about that, though, is remember, I mean, he is making $12 million this year. It's not like all of a sudden for the first time in his life he's going to have money. So I feel like whatever version of Framber you're getting right now, or over the last couple of years, you got to include last year, the year before it. I don't think the money's going to change him at all.
What's yours? What's your order of those 3?
Tucker, and then get rid of everybody else.
Tucker,
sell them off.
Tucker,
get
and
them
none of the above.
Prospects and young fellas, that's all I care about right now.
Yep.
There's enough uncertainty. In my gut, I don't feel good about Framber or Bregman long term. I don't feel awesome about those guys.
I don't either.
And I'll tell you what, Justin Verlander can take his 4.9 ERA that he's had in World Series games and go do that with some other team. Verlander at the trade deadline, get him healthy, get him off the IL, and get this decrepit old. I can't be mean to him. He's old though, man. He's old.
Too
he's
late.
Old.
Too
he's
late.
Old.
You didn't think it. You said it. All right. Yeah. Verlander to the IL, by the way, with the neck injury. He is retroactive to June 16th. So by like July 1st, I guess he's eligible to come off.
One of the nice things baseball does is they give you credit for time served.
Yeah. Exactly.